me today because today we're making spring rolls from Singapore. So come on and join me and let's get started. Okay, we're going to go ahead and begin by, we're going to use all of these vegetables here. We're making shrimps spring rolls, and we're going to cut on the bias here, the carrots. These have to be kind of small because they're going into a spring roll. So you can have like big, huge pieces of anything, okay? So just kind of line these up and then run your knife through the other direction here. Okay, they should be in small pieces, okay? And just grab them together and run your knife through. And go the next direction there. All right, stack them up. There we go. A few more here. And we'll be ready to go with our small, little diced up carrots. And run your knife through this direction here. There we go. And a few more here. And a little bit more here. Big one right there. Let's get that one over there. And one more. They don't have to be evenly minced or sliced, but they do need to be, you know, kind of small. Okay. So, well, it's getting to be spring, or actually spring has already sprung. Great time for spring rolls, right? And so these are just fun to have at any time of the year, though. But this time of year is fun just because of the name of it, right? All right, so we have our carrots done here. Let's put them back on the plate here. And then after that, we're going to dice up some celery. I've already washed this, so just run your knife through all the way down. And using your knife skills, I finally sharpened my knives, by the way. So I'm gonna dice these up, or slice them up really small into small pieces. Love it when my knives work really well and they're sharp. Nothing worse than a dull knife, right? All right, these are working good. Okay, there's our celery. Goes back right in here like so. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 cup. So it's 2 stalks of celery, 1 carrot, and then we're going to be doing a cup of shredded cabbage. And you can use Nappa Cabbage if you would like to. I just happen to have this because, you know, St. Patrick's Day was not too long ago, and I have some extra cabbage. Okay, so you need to shred this. So this is a chiffonade cut. So really, really thin shredded cabbage with your chef's knife. Okay, so just keep working on it. Use your claw so that you don't get cut. Okay, so this goes back on here as well. So 1 cup of shredded cabbage, preferably Nappa cabbage, but if you have regular cabbage, it's going to be perfectly fine. Okay. All right, so that's out of there right there. And then we've got some ginger and some garlic cloves. I'm using 3 garlic cloves, and then I need about 2 teaspoons of ginger. So let's chop up this ginger first and get it sliced thinly. Okay, and then we'll use it in our knife skills here to mince all of the ingredients. So, so just hold your knife at the tip here with the palm of your hand and Just go back and forth with your knife, up and down with your knife here. Get this minced really small. Take some elbow grease. Lots of ginger in this. Oh, it's smelling really nicely. I love it. Love the smell of ginger and garlic together. Nothing like it. This is an Asian cuisine here. Egg rolls, spring rolls, and anything like that. Pot stickers, dumplings. All Asian cuisine. So let's go ahead and put our garlic and ginger over here. Here we go. All right, so let's not make a mess here, but let's keep things clean. All right, and then we're gonna do 3 green onions. These are actually sometimes called spring onions. Yeah. So just make sure you've washed them off and that you do these very thinly as well. Slice them very thinly. You guys are going to get a lot of practice with your knife skills, which you probably need about this time of the year, right? Lots of slicing and dicing and mincing. Okay, so here we go. So you can use 4 spring onions or green onions if they're smaller. Mine happen to be pretty large, so I'd only used 3, but the recipe usually I use 4. So let's put these spring onions over here and get them on our prep plate here. These are water chestnuts, so we're going for a half of a cup of those. So the way that I do these is I stack them up, okay, and then I just run my knife through here like so. Okay, just like that. And then I'm gonna have to do those ones over. There we go. Stack up another set here. Run your knife through the same exact way that you did previously. There we go. And one more here. All right, there we go. So let's start again here. Another set of these. Okay, almost a half a cup, I can kind of tell. And again, and both are nicely done. And one more stack here. Those are done. And okay, the very last thing that we're going to do is the shrimp, and my shrimp have been actually frozen. So some of them are frozen, so I'm going to have to, cut through the ice. That's all right though. I like it when they come fresh out of there and they haven't been sitting around. Okay. So these go back in here. This is probably definitely more than a half a cup, but I will measure it when I put them in the pan to, stir fry all of these ingredients together. So here we go on the shrimp here. We're using about 10 ounces of shrimp. And all of these have tails. So just take off the tails, okay? So you can see they're kind of frozen a bit, but might have to use your thumb there and get that off of there. So we're removing all of these tails. These are actually Chilean shrimp. But the nice thing is that in Singapore, they import things to their country. It's a very nice, clean country to go to, by the way. I've never been there before, but I do have family members that have been there, and that's what they say about it. Can't chew gum there. Leave your gum everywhere. They clean their streets all the time. Things are clean, clean, clean. I think that we need to learn a few things about how to run our country a little bit better. Sometimes you have to do that, right? Could learn a few things. But just keep taking off the tails here. And oh, we're almost there. Almost there. Boy, my fingers are frozen. They're very cold right now. My fingers are like, could you please warm me up? All right, so let's cut these into small pieces, okay? Just going to cut these into very small pieces. Not too small though, okay? And try to get any excess water out of these as well. We'll probably have to drain them off just a tad bit. There we go. And another one here. There we go. And just keep going here. There we go. And put the knife through here. There we go. All right, there we go. Almost there, you guys. Thank you for being patient, right? But, you know, from start to finish, you're going to see how long it takes. It doesn't actually take that long to make these spring rolls, so. All right, one more here. We're also going to put a little bit of pork in there. So let me get my pork out and I'll see you in a minute. So a half a cup of chicken broth goes in here. Okay, and then we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Okay, and this is going to be our thickening agent. So that goes right in there like so. Close this back up. Then we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. And oyster sauce is not oysters from the sea. It's actually oyster mushrooms, okay, that makes this sauce. So it's really like a umami flavor that you're adding in here from oyster mushrooms, which are very expensive to buy, okay. So 2 tablespoons of the oyster sauce goes in here, and I'm going to need to stir this up because the cornstarch is sticking on the bottom here in a big glob, okay. Then we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of regular soy sauce, okay. That goes right in here like so. There we go. And we're also going to put in there some salt and pepper. So a half of a teaspoon of salt. Okay, half a teaspoon of salt, and then a half a teaspoon of white pepper too, which is surprising. This is going to give it a little bit of heat. Okay, so half a teaspoon of white pepper goes in there. And so we're just going to stir this up. Actually, I'm going to use a wire whisk to do this, okay? So just kind of mix this together. The white pepper will have a hard time mixing in there, and that's just because it's ground so fine. Okay, so so follow me over here, okay? Let's go ahead and get started on this. So we're gonna kind of heat up the pan here, and then we're gonna add in a couple of tablespoons of oil. You can use olive oil, or you can use regular canola oil or vegetable oil in here. About a tablespoon-ish. You know, it's time to put the shrimp and pork in here. So let's go ahead and begin by putting these in here. And we're just going to rinse these in there, about 10 ounces. And the pork. Around the edge here. let's go ahead and stir this around here. Yeah, let me wipe my hands off here. Grab something to stir with. We have it on about 6 on the dial here. It gets done pretty fast, actually. Okay, and we'll put it back into our bowl here after we're done. I'll wash this off. There we go. All right. Time to add in another tablespoon of oils for our vegetables. So there we go with our oil. Don't want to add in too much, you make it greasy. After you take out the shrimp and the pork, you have to add in 2 teaspoons. Whoops. My hands are really slick here. Washing things. So 2 teaspoons of sesame oil here. So here's 1, and here is number 2. Okay. There. Wow. I don't want that to tip over and fall there. So let's put that back here. Let's put in our garlic and onion and our carrots. There we go. Carrots, put all those in there. They take a little bit long, so does the celery. Takes a bit of time as well. Grab this and put this around the pan here. Okay, a little bit more on the celery and the cabbage here. There we go. If your pan is a little bit dry, go ahead and add in a little bit more oil. I'm going to put in a little bit more around the edge there. There we go. Whoop. Carrot flew out of there. Stir frying can be a messy job, but the food is really healthy for you. So. Okay, here goes our half of a cup of all the chestnuts. They go right in there as well. And then our green onions go in there too. Alright, so let's put that over there. Okay, here we go. Looking good. So all this needs to be wilted, all the ingredients, all the vegetables. For the vibrancy of the orange carrot here. Love that. Okay, so after about 3 minutes of stir frying these vegetables, we're going to go ahead and add in our sauce here that we made earlier, remember? This goes in here, and there we go. And it's going to thicken up nicely. Let's let that thicken up nicely here. Then we'll add in our shrimp and pork. Ooh, looking good, looking good. Look at that. Doesn't that look wonderful? It does. Okay, then after this goes in here, after you get everything thickened up, go ahead and put back in here meat here, or your shrimp and pork, I should say. And let's toss this around the pan a bit. Get everything homogeneous, everything evenly distributed. Okay, well, it's time now to kind of let this cool down just a little bit. And then we're gonna roll them up into wonton wrappers or egg roll wrappers or whatever you have, okay? You can use small ones or you can use large ones, depending on how large you want your spring rolls to be, okay? So here we go, let's turn this off and we're gonna wait a few minutes and I'll see you back in a few. Okay, it's time to roll them up and then fry them. I started some oil over here in the pan, about 2/3 of a cup of oil. Okay, and you need to, when you do these are egg roll wrappers basically. At the grocery store, that's what they're called. You have to put 2 together, okay? Yeah, I know, I don't like to do 2 either, but if you don't, they get really greasy and have other problems as well, so. 2 works best. They turn out to be a little bit more crunchy and crispy when you do this. So just put this in the center here, and then you're going to take over, pull this back, fold this side, then this side here. They're still actually a little bit wet from being warm, but another one here. Let's do one more here so you guys get the general idea of how to do this, okay? So just put this on here like so, and we're just gonna put our filling here. Makes quite a few, so hopefully you'll be able to make several of these, right? Okay, here we go. A little bit more here. There we go. And then over, pull it back, side and side, then roll it up. Okay, and then put it right here. Let's do one more together. Just to, oh, I have more than that, huh? So let's see here. Yep. Here we go on this one. Same process. Take all your filling, put it in the center here, like so. Okay, there we go. So that's plenty here. Don't get too much or it doesn't do okay. So over, like an envelope, put this side over so that everything stays in there. This side over, okay? And then you're just going to roll it up like so here. And then you have your 3 egg rolls here ready to go, okay? Time to fry these up, these spring rolls, shrimp spring rolls. So go ahead and have the heat on about 6 out of 10 on the dial. You don't want to go too hot and you don't want to go too low either. Oh, they get greasy, okay? So we're putting these in here now. These are going to be our spring rolls, okay? Put those over here. You just kind of keep your eye on them. And they just kind of lift it up and see how they're doing. See how they do that. You're going to have to kind of flip them around in the pan here. And my filling should have been a little bit cooler, but I was, you know, in a hurry, right? So let's flip that one over. You can flip them over several times, so and be careful because the grease is very hot, okay? If any of the ingredients kind of get in here, they get splattery, so just kind of let these do their thing, right? Okay, and after you're doing this side, you can actually flip it and not only go to the side here, so I'm getting the side here, on the side. There we go on that one. And we're going to do that one there as well. So just kind of hold them on their side so they get, all the sides are crispy. All the oil kind of pulls up on the edge here. not in the center, so. My pan's not cooling down. Sometimes these glass stovetops don't work the best. It's better to have like a gas range, actually. Okay, so once that side is done, let's flip it on the other side. See how crunchy that is? There. And let's try this on this other side as well. The crunchiness goes there. And this one as well. Let's move this over here. And there we go. So we're going for it. Okay, they're getting there. They're getting there. Okay. And then one last thing, I'm going to put them on their side right here. I mean, if you want to immerse these in oil and deep fry them, you can, but I think that they get quite greasy, so I don't do that. Right? Here we go. Put them on this side here as well. And this other side as well. And this other side as well. All right. So this one looks like it's about done, so we're gonna put it over here. And this side is looking about done. This one needs to flip over a little bit. Get the side right there. And we have a little bit of a skin. Okay. And let's put this one over here. And turn this off here. And on the last one that's on here as well. Okay, time for the presentation, the best part of the show, right? Okay, so I have some ginger soy sauce in here. I'm gonna put a little bit of sesame seeds in my sauce. See that? Make it look nice. And then we're going to put these on the plate like so. Here, how are we gonna do this tower here? Tower of our egg rolls, spring rolls from Singapore. Okay, make it look as nice as we possibly can, right? Set these aside. Here we go. Doesn't that look beautiful? Now it's time to try these. Okay, so I'm just gonna use a knife here and cut into one of them. Okay, and woo, this is hot. I can already see, but look at that. All the interior of that. Put on my soy sauce, my ginger soy sauce here, and take a bite. Beautiful flavor. You got your ginger and your garlic in there, your shrimp, all your vegetables, and that sauce makes it all really, really nice too. So, thank you for joining me today, making spring rolls from Singapore. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell and give it a thumbs up. And share this video with your friends. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.